works. Well, that felt good because, I mean, it wasn't like it was exactly going to fail, and it hadn't failed, but it was about a 3 on a 1 to 10 scale of good. It wasn't going to catch fire or anything like that, but at some point it's just going to fail, and it's going to be windy and raining outside, and I'm going to be like, no, I wish I'd fixed that. So I fixed it. It's done. I always forget to do these things, but can you do me a favor, and if you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And the best way of growing a channel like this is still fairly new, is to get your friends to share it. So if you could share it, if you hit the little notifications button, that would be great. Writing comments is also good. Other than that, what else? I also have a little Patreon thing going on, so if you're feeling super generous, I'll put a link to that below that. Now, back to the show. And just the day before yesterday, I took this beat up old light and replaced it with a nice new light. And there's a fan in here, but it got a little bit too, it wasn't, it's like, it didn't turn anymore. I just used to make funny noises. So I've installed a new fan up there, which just circulates the air, a little bit better and makes everything smell like roses. That's my boat right there. This is this little island just south of where I'm moored at the port, and it's really nice. And you can park your boat over there for 6 hours for free. I think it's deep enough. It's a little bit difficult to see, but I'm pretty sure it's deep enough. My boat's not very deep anyway, so I might do that tomorrow. There is where I left my bike. I couldn't bring the bike on the ferry because it just wasn't allowed, and I couldn't take the bike on the bus. So basically I just couldn't move the bike back here. Those were my plan A, my plan Bs. My plan C was just to give it away, and I'd met a really nice girl called Daisy who worked at the local store right in the marina there, and she's just super friendly and happy and a great person, just a really good person. And I'm like, I'll just give it to her. Wow. So I took the bike around to her, and I'm like, hey, here's a bike. And so the bike is moving on, and so am I. Oh, look. Beer.
Free beer for a bicycle.
And I don't mind what she does with it. I don't think she's going to use it because she lives too far away. I just said, if you find someone who wants a bike, give it to them. So that's the plan. I hope the next person who ends up with a bike has as much use with it as I did. I mean, I must have ridden that thing 1,000 kilometers. I mean, I rode it all over the place. I got it in Saint-Omer, and it's done me well, but it's time to move on past the bike. It does always feel good to get back to the boat. early in the morning, right about 7:30, and I'm just taking a look at where we're going, which is right there. There's two islands, a big one and a little one, and I found out yesterday you can kind of moor at them, which I didn't know. I thought I was going to have to like drop an anchor and swim ashore, but there's a little mooring space, and I think if I get there soon enough there'll be space there. So it's very smooth today. It usually gets a little windier and a little like choppier later in the day, but right now super smooth. There's the marina here. It's a nice marina. They're super friendly and just helpful, good people. As you can see, it is a bit of a tight squeeze to get out. You're kind of actually touching both boats, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's Mediterranean cozy mooring, and that's just what it is. So I'm just gonna ease myself out very carefully. We were heading towards another boat coming this way. My instinct is to go to the right because that's what you do if you're in an airplane, it's what you do if you're on a boat. So I went to the right and he immediately went to his left. That guy. So I then quickly went to my left and he went to the left as well. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to the right. So I go a hard right and he goes to his right, which is what he should have done. You know what to do, but not everything always goes as you expect it to, so you have to know how to react when things don't go as you expected them to. That's the skill. The skill isn't doing it right. The skill is doing it safe-ish when everything goes wrong. That's the skill. I'm also just going at a very leisurely pace because there's no hurry. This is about the same speed I was going on the canals. So, and my plan is to go out to right near the mooring where the ferry was yesterday and see if there's a little spot there I can slip into and then walk around the island, and then that one's good for 6 hours. So sometime, I don't know, mid-afternoon, I'm going to cast off there and scoot around the island and just explore a little bit. But it's a beautiful day. It's a Sunday, everyone's very relaxed, and it's going to be as busy as fuck. And I have to say, I haven't seen anyone being particularly stupid. I mean, you see people going a little bit fast sometimes, but not really. Everyone, considering there's pretty much no authority out here on the water, everyone behaves really well. Everyone's very respectful. They slow down for other boats. They avoid each other quite nicely. I've not seen anything bad since I've been on the water, which is good. That's both in England and here. That's a boat called Musashi, and it belongs to Larry Ellison, who started Oracle. I'm just going to go and see if I can get on that little pier thing near the ferries. That, all things considered, went very well, because as I was coming in, what I didn't see was there's two little spaces that say security for like police or lifeguards or whatever, but I couldn't see them from where I was, and they're kind of hidden and scratched off anyway. So as I was coming in, the nice French chap next to me was like, "No, no, monsieur," and he pointed them out to me, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I got it." So I went forward, lifted the anchor, moved sideways a bit, dropped the anchor, and then slowly backed up. And then when you think, okay, I'm close enough, I went to the back, and he grabbed the lines as I was throwing them in. And the anchor fortunately set nicely, and we're all tied up now, and everything's good, and the ferries are coming and going. You have to admire these captains. They're really, they don't screw up. They get it right every time. They come in fast and they spin them around just super fast. They're great. They're really good. This is the classic Mediterranean berthing. As I'm coming in, I drop the anchor. You can kind of see it. The water's very clear. You drop the anchor and then you back the boat towards the mooring, and then when you get to the mooring, you kind of throw the lines off and try and get yourself moored up properly there, and then you pull yourself in to the appropriate distance away from the shore, which is like this far, and then you pull the anchor up a little bit just to like put a little bit of stress in the whole thing so you don't bounce around too much. And it works well. It's a little bit more complicated than other moorings, but there's so many boats here. I mean, there's just like, they're all over the place. There's thousands, more so than the UK. But so they do this to make a bit more space. I did intend to explore the island a bit more, but I failed. I ended up just staying on the boat because I just had some things to do on the boat, and I'm like, I'll just come back. So that's what I'm going to do. It's really nice out here. Not too much motion, and I think next time I'll just come out super early and then go for a walk on the island, because it'll be a lot cooler. It's quite warm still. I mean, it's not like crazy warm, but it's a bit warm. Oh man, my little seat just fell off there. I need to fix that before it vanishes altogether. Just gonna go around the island once because I can. Yeah, there's no ferries around, so off we go. And I will now drink my mojito. Delicious. Tonight I am out in Cannes, meeting up with a friend of mine I met on the ferry the other day. Just took the bike all the way from the marina to here. Only took about 15 minutes and was probably quicker than if I'd come by car. So that was good. And it's great because usually if you go somewhere on a bike, you're all like out of breath when you get there. No, not at all. I love these pedal assisted bikes. Cannes is just over there, and that's the island I was exploring the other day, and there's my boat down there. It's a really lovely place, and it's 30 euros a night, which is cheap. When I got my banged nose, which is healing quite well, I just didn't feel like talking much to camera, but there you go. So here for another 8 days or so. I went down to Cannes to the fireworks yesterday, and that was really nice. This whole area is just friggin' beautiful. It's not that expensive. The food, you can get a good meal for 20 euros. I had lunch with a friend, and for the two of us it was like with drinks and food, it was like 40 euros. You still feel like crazy going all the way to Malta. You tell people, oh yeah, I'm going to Malta, and they're like, really? And you're like, yeah. But then when I was in like France, in Paris, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to the south of France, and they're like, that's a really long way. But if you just do it, you end up getting there. So that's what we're gonna do. But not yet, not yet. It's too nice here. Okay, this is pretty funny and good, entirely good. I went for a walk, and as I was walking along the path, I met this French guy. And he's like, he starts talking to me in French. I'm like, oh, I don't speak English. He speaks in fluent English, and he explains that he and his friends missed the last ferry off the island, and there's like 10 of them. And they're like, we don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, I have a boat. You can sit here or at the front or upstairs.